really wonderful, and I'm delighted because I get to learn about what courts do. I have no idea, actually. This will be very informative for me, and for all of us, I think. The Rock County Democratic Party is sponsoring this, and I just want to let you know that the questions were made up by a committee, a subcommittee of people who had to actually go online and look up the circuit court, some things about it, so we could think about what would be good questions. So there's a lot of ignorance floating around here that we want to take care of. And we welcome our candidates, Sue Enloe, Jacki Gackstatter, and Pete Severson. Thank you for coming. A couple of pieces of business that I want to take care of, and one is that we're going to be passing around a hat for our video taper person here. She does this gratis, and she's been doing it a lot out of her own goodwill, and we just wanted a little reward for her at the end of this day. The videotape, Vicki, you're going to put it where?
On YouTube, the VCKSTR89.
Okay. And will you send an email and then
I usually put
it
a
on the Rock County Democratic page?
Sure.
Okay, that would be great. So then you can go back and see what you missed in the heat of the moment, the excitement of this all. As I said, the list of questions was created by the Democratic Party of Rock County Forum Subcommittee. That's the official title of our group. However, Mark has some paper that he's going to hand around. If anybody wants to create a question and give it to us, that would be really useful too, because you may have some more ideas that would be important for us to be asking the candidates. So if we haven't already planned it, I'll try to get it in here. I'm going to begin the questioning with Sue and move down the line. And then once we get the first question asked, then I'm going to move, the second question will begin with Jacki and so on, and so that we rotate who starts first and who has first access to the answer. We have timekeepers here, two eager timekeepers, Jerry and Trish, and they will keep track of the time. Usually each question is 60 seconds, and so Trish will be showing you the 15-second sign, and just pay attention to her, and don't make their jobs harder by not paying attention to her. So I have some problem here that I want to, after I introduce you, I really would like some more explanation, just general explanation about what the Clerk of Courts does. And I don't think that's a political question. So I don't know, can I just throw it open to a little conversation among you guys?
Keeper of the records.
Well, I want it more than that. So let me start by asking each of you, starting with Sue, to introduce yourself briefly about what kind of background, education, and experience you bring to this position.
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. My name is Sue Enloe. I grew up in Milton. I graduated from Milton High School. I attended Madison Business College. I'm married. I have 3 children and 1 beautiful grandson. I have worked for Rock County for almost 38 years. I did work at the Sheriff's Office for 14 years, and I worked in the Clerk of Court's office for 24. I have a farming background. I bring that work ethic with me, and I will work hard each and every day for Rock County.
Jacki?
Hi, I'm Jacki Gackstatter. I am currently working in the Clerk of Court's office. I have been endorsed by Eldred Milkey, who is the current Clerk of Courts, along with Dave O'Leary, the DA, Bob Spone, the Sheriff, former Sheriff Eric Rennis, and the UAW just recently gave me their endorsement. I worked in the office for 4 years recently under Eldred. I have a total of 20 years with the county also. I had worked in the private sector for 8 years. So with the knowledge between the private and the public sector, with those 2 experiences, I could I have a good background as far as, what to expect and what the public expects. They don't see us so much as a public sector. We're there to be customer service. That's what they want, that's what they expect. So that's what one of my goals is to work with.
Thank you. Pete?
Hi, my name is Pete Severson. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. It's been difficult to get a lot of interest going for this race, so it's great to see everybody in this room. And I live here in Janesville with my wife and 2 kids. Currently, I work at CCAP, which is an agency of the Wisconsin Supreme Court. We are basically the IT department for all the court system in Wisconsin. We provide all the hardware and software that every court system uses. I'm very familiar with a lot of all the procedures really that go in, that happen at court. We have a help desk line, and I have to support all those. So, and I want to bring some of that knowledge back here to Rock County. I think Rock County can use some advocacy at the state level, and I know those contacts, and I can bring my knowledge of the state back here to Rock County.
Thank you. For the second question, then we'll start with Jacki. Explain your reason for running for this position.
My reason for running, I really respect the office and the employees that work there. I have a respect for the system and the way it works, and I want to maintain that. It's a really great office, and I want to keep that aspect, in the public mind. Eldred's done a great job, and I want to continue that forward. In the same sense, I'm looking forward to all the challenges that are coming at us right now. This is the age of technology, and with every day there's a challenge. So I look forward to addressing those and meeting those head on and working with not only the employees but the public and the other departments within the court system.
Thank you. Pete?
For me, running is about service. So really, when we moved here to Janesville, I looked at different options of how I could serve this community. I looked at the Rock County Board of Supervisors first, and due to time commitments, couldn't do that. I did end up running for school board here in Janesville, and I was appointed in 2008 to a position in the school board, and was elected 2 other times to the school board, serving a total of 5 years. And so, looking for the next step, somewhere along the line, somebody asked, maybe you should run for clerk of court here in Rock County. And so that's been in my mind for a while. Didn't want to run against Eldred. He is doing a good job. But now the time that he's retiring is the time to run here in Rock County, to be able to give my service back to this county.
Thank you. And Sue?
Well, I'm running. I have 24 years of continuous service in the office. I feel that my experience as a deputy clerk and a chief deputy will help me be a great leader. I have a good working relationship with local and state law enforcement agencies, the Department of Corrections, the State Public Defender's Office, and private attorneys. I have worked for 4 different elected clerk of court officials. I've seen what works and what doesn't. I'm not a politician. I'm just an honest, hardworking person like everyone out there.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the point at which we want to take a little pause and find out what the clerk of court's person and office does. So you said keeper of records, Sue, and that needs a lot of development, I think. So you guys just want to talk among yourselves to us.
Go ahead.
Well, okay. In a nutshell, as far as the state statutes go, we are the keeper of the court records. There's a lot more to that. You are the one that oversees the staff within the courts. Now, you have to remember there's the judicial side and the clerk of court side. So the judges oversee the judicial side. The clerk of courts oversees obviously the clerk of court's office. You oversee the staff who are, anytime there's a session going on, you've got a clerk sitting next to the judge taking notes. You oversee that staff. You also oversee the collection of the fines, forfeitures, bonds, and that kind of thing, and it's the disbursements also that go along with that. You've got other collections as far as, we use tax intercept to collect outstanding fines, from people that haven't paid them, and now, that kind of thing. So, and, you're working with a budget, it's a large budget. You're working with other departments, the DA's office, child support, and, victim witness and all of that too. So, and the sheriff's department. So, you've got to have a good working relationship with your staff, with other staff outside of your department, and most especially with the public, because that's our purpose, is to serve them.
Not only that, the clerk is really the face of the agency, so they're the person that ultimately, as Harry Truman said, the buck stops there. So if there's a complaint that comes into the office that can't be resolved by the staff, it is up to the clerk of court to resolve that and be the customer service manager of the court system. They're the ones that are gonna resolve those complaints and get that resolution to the customer.
Okay, well, keeper of the records, it's governed by state statute and the Wisconsin Supreme Court rule. These rules require that the clerk maintain records of all the documents filed with the court. They keep a record of court proceedings, collect various fines, fees, and forfeitures, and basically keep accurate accounting of monies due on all cases, court cases. So, explaining what actually a clerk does in the office is we record notes of the court proceedings by a minute sheet, which contains the date of the hearing, the court reporter's name, various information, the judge that was that heard the case. The clerk takes that minute sheet and puts it into the court record on the CCAP system. And clerks have to be very organized and accurate to make sure the information is correct in the system. For example, putting a case on the wrong date would be a problem. They have to make sure it's, all the information is accurate and correct. They prepare warrants on non-appearances. They prepare judgment of convictions on sentencing cases, mark exhibits, swear-in jurors and witnesses, and
Just to differentiate though it's the clerk, not the clerk of courts, right?
the office. I thought you were asking them what we do, what the
Yeah.
clerks do in the office. So they said that, I'm saying the part of what the actual employees do, give you an idea of what we do in court and what we do when we come out of court.
Well, and that does highlight, in Rock County is a big county by state standards, so, at CCAP or at the state level, we categorize counties by how many judges they have. So, Rock being a 7-judge county, there are only 5 counties that are bigger. And so, here it is an administrative position. You aren't necessarily we, at the state level, will call some clerks working clerks and some administrative clerks. And so the clerk here in Rock County is gonna be an administrative clerk. You're generally not going into court, although the clerk here should know how to handle going into court and be able to do any office function that's here. But it is more of an administrative role than going into court. So it's a supervisory role. You're supervising your staff, making sure that they're collecting the information the way they're supposed to.
Anything else? Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back to our order, and I think, Pete, it's your turn now. It sounds to me, to summarize this, what the clerk and the office does is deal with everything pertaining to the courts, except the judge stuff, right? So my question is, who do you, if you were in that position, who's your customers or your clients or your constituents? I mean, how do you see that you're working for or responsible to?
Well, I think your customers are everybody that comes to court, everybody that comes to the window to pay fines and forfeitures, everybody that comes to serve on a jury trial, everybody that comes to bring a probate case in. Anybody that's walking up to your counter or coming to use your staff's services are your customers. And it's more than that too. You also have some service to the attorneys that you're servicing. So, you know, they're coming to the window just like your regular customers to get case files, to pay filing fees. So there's the attorney component and the regular customer service component.
Okay, Sue?
I agree. The customers, you know, are people like us that have traffic tickets, court, or whatever type of hearing. It's whatever.
Okay, it's the people.
Yeah, Rock County, people of Rock County, right there, our customers.
Okay,
Different.
what would you say?
The public, the Rock County, you know, anyone coming into court, whether you're the defendant or the plaintiff, if you're, you know, just paying a traffic fine, if you're, you know, somebody that's coming in for jury duty for the first time and you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing, or you're, you know, you've been there before and, you know, that kind of thing. The attorneys, as he said, you know, and even within different departments, you know, even though they're part of Rock County, we still have to help service them, so that makes them our customers also.
I'm just thinking, when we put this question together, I thought that your customer would be the judges. And you're saying absolutely not. Okay. Who do they work for then?
They work for the public also.
Okay, all right.
They work for us.
Okay, good. Well, see, learning taking place all over here. So, then we're starting with Sue. So, Sue, what kinds of skills and experiences should a person bring to this job?
Well, actually, just being a good leader is what, a good organizer in the office, knows one that can,
Is it related here?
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
Do you already work in the court system?
I have for 24 years. I have it now. I'm currently working at the
A
jail.
little louder, please.
I'm currently working at the jail right now.
Oh, okay.
So I have worked in the office, not as, can you repeat the question?
Sure. What kinds of skills and experiences should a person bring to this job?
Well, I guess one that can work with the staff, to promote teamwork, that can learn and focus on ways to encourage your staff to do better, and just basically being a leader.
Okay, thank you. Jackie?
Yes, you do need to have leadership skills. You also need to have a good relationship, you know, working with people. You need to be able to work with all sorts and all types and all temperaments. And a working knowledge of how the office runs is very beneficial. You need to be able to go with the flow at some point. Every day is a new challenge. There's, you know, no 2 days are the same. So you need to be able to feel confident coming into that, knowing that, you know, there could be something, you know, today that, you know, requires you to, you know, put on that hat that, you know, okay, I'm not drawn, you know, the line's been drawn and we can't cross this. Then there's the other day where you need to be that person that can, you know, everyone, when they come into the courts, let's admit, it's not for happy reasons most of the time. So, you know, they're angry, they're upset. They're not angry and upset at me or my employees. They're angry and upset at the situation. So you have to keep that in mind, and you have to understand that, you know, we're all entitled to those feelings. You know, blink of an eye, I could be the person on the other side of the counter. So, you know, you have to be able to work with those kind of situations in an ever-changing environment. And the leadership is big, because, you know, your staff is everything. Without that staff and without a good staff, you know, it's not a good office. It's not gonna succeed, and that's what we need.
Okay, thank you. Pete?
So the face of court has changed a lot in the last several years. Really, you do need the leadership skills, basic office management skills where you're supervising people, you're dealing with the public. And then a new component, I think, which is one of my strengths, is the technology end of it. So CCAP has changed the way that court is handled. There's a lot of case management things that could not happen anymore on paper as they do on computer. So having a good working knowledge of that is a plus for the citizens. I think it'll, you know, it helps you to be able to supervise your people, because you know what the process is that they're supposed to be doing. And so having that skill, and I think Jacki's right that a good amount of flexibility is needed, because you don't know what your day is going to bring. You come in every day, and there could be a different problem in front of you. Staff could be gone, customers could be upset, you know, building problems, all that kind of things that could happen. And so you just got to be able to go with the flow with that kind of thing. Other skills, just being able to, well, one of the skills, other things that I think I bring to the table is that I'm coming from the state system, so I know I have worked with actually almost every clerk of court in the state. Over the last year on our help desk, I've talked to we deal with them on the help desk, so I know the counties that are doing good things, and I can copy those best practices back to Rock County. And I know the clerks themselves, and they have a certain level of trust with me from talking on the support line, and so I can call them up easily as soon as I start on January 5th and get some, you know, have questions for them and have them give me the answers, and get the best practices that can benefit Rock County the best.
Okay, thank you.